Also, I just got to my car at my house, and I am about to go to the airport. We are just doing a local 2 legs today, flying from Denver to El Paso, back to Denver. I picked this up a couple weeks ago. A different flight attendant posted this in open time. I think she put like $30 on it, so I thought I'd just make a little extra money for this. But yeah, it's gonna be a nice, easy day. I think I get back at like 3:30 or 4, something like that. And then tomorrow I start a 4-day. But I did eyeliner today for the first time in so long, you guys. And I'm really impressed with how well I did, considering it's been a long time since I've worn eyeliner, like liquid eyeliner, and did the cat eyes, so, or the wing. Well, that was easy. Thank goodness. Very uneventful flights. The last one, we had another deportee prisoner type thing, but that was super easy. No issues, thankfully. And then I had like a few families on my last flight that didn't speak a lick of English, so I had to try real hard to remember the very broken Spanish that I have been unofficially taught. But it seemed to work out, and we used Google Translate in between if we needed it. So anyway, I'm gonna go home. I need to pack for tomorrow's 4-day trip. We are going to Aspen for our first overnight, and then 30 hours in San Francisco. I'm super excited for that one. I was supposed to see my grandpa, but he is in the middle of moving into his new house. So I will see him probably the next time. So not this time I'm in San Fran, but the next time, which is okay. So maybe I will go downtown or something. I don't know. Stay tuned, you guys. Alright, you guys, we're in Aspen. It's been a long day. So we had 3 flights today. We left from Denver to Aspen to Houston, back here, and today was just insane. On our first flight, we boarded, close the door, we do our safety demo, we push away from the gate, I get in my seat, and then instantly, this lady from the second to last row, I'm in the back. The lady from in the second to last row yells at me, "My husband is having a medical emergency." So I instantly get up and I call the flight attendant, let her know. She calls the pilots, so they stop. She asks if there's medical personnel on board. Thankfully there is, but apparently this gentleman lost consciousness. When he came to, it wasn't for very long. It was only for a few seconds, thankfully. But when he came to, he said he felt dizzy, and that he just wasn't feeling good. So I started administering oxygen from the portable oxygen bottle. And then the passenger with a medical background, she is a physician's assistant, came over, was asking him questions, helping. Unfortunately, the poor wife, man, she was
in tears. She was hysterical, freaking out. And the other flight attendant was super great and helped her calm down, took her to the front, asked her questions. We got to the gate and waited for EMTs to get on board. Thankfully, he said he was feeling better after getting the oxygen, but they took them both off and helped them from there. So yeah, there was that. But then we had to wait for maintenance to get back, because whenever we use the aircraft portable oxygen bottle, we have to replace the used mask and tubing. And so we had to wait for maintenance to come, and then they did that, and then we got it back. So I don't remember how long we were delayed for, but I think we got to Houston like 35 minutes before we were supposed to leave back to Aspen. Or no, we got to Aspen 35 minutes before we were supposed to leave to Houston. Anyway, so, you know, me and the flight attendant were taking down notes because we have to report about this later. And I go to check when we're in Aspen. I go to check to see the liter length or amount, the POB, so we can put that in our report. And when I go to take the picture, I noticed that it's at like 250 liters. It's not technically supposed to be under 1500 psi. So come to the conclusion that I guess maintenance or somebody accidentally turned the POB back on when they gave it back to us. So then we had to like go through, call maintenance, be like, hey, do we have to wait for you guys to come to Aspen to refill this, or is it legal for us to wait until we get to Houston? And because it's over 200 psi, we were legally able to fly to Houston. So we were slightly delayed leaving Aspen. We got to Houston, got that refilled, but oh my goodness, you guys. It was insane today. It was absolutely insane. The flight from Aspen to Houston, because the PSI was so low on that POB, we had to fly at a lower altitude, which means it took longer to get to Houston. So yeah, it's been quite the day. Thankfully, our last flight was uneventful. We had no issues. But y'all, I am so exhausted. I am just so grateful that tomorrow we only have one leg. We leave here at 7 a.m., fly to San Francisco. I think we get there at like 9:30 in the morning, and then we don't leave until 4 p.m. the next day. So we've got 30 hours there, and I'm so happy about that. Unfortunately, I will not be able to see my grandpa because he is moving into his new house, but that's okay because I'm just so tired. I don't know if I'm wearing heels so much lately or if I'm walking so much, but my hip has been in excruciating pain today, so I'm going to take it very easy tomorrow and the next day and just chill. So I probably won't go sightseeing, sorry to say, guys. We'll see what happens. But you guys saw my room, so this is a very nice hotel. I am very impressed. The last time I had an overnight here in Aspen, we were at a different hotel. So yeah, I'm actually looking forward to taking a shower because that's a nice looking shower, nice looking bathroom, and that robe looks super comfy. But we only have about 10.5 hours left of our overnight. We got to the hotel maybe like 10-15 minutes ago. So all right, y'all, it is 10 a.m. here in San Francisco, and I just got to my hotel room. We have the next 30 hours here, and I am so excited because I get to relax. I feel like it just wasn't enough time last night with the 10.5 hours, so it's so nice to get triple that. I am going out later for dinner in downtown at the pier to Bodine's with the rest of the crew, and I'm so excited because I haven't been there since 2019. That was the last time I went to San Francisco before I started the flight attendant journey. Me and my dad went to visit his parents, and him and I went down there, and before that, it had been so long since I've been there, and I just love their food. So super excited about that. Thankfully, we had quite an uneventful flight today. No issues, no delays. So nice. And my hip is feeling so much better. I don't know why it's been in a lot of pain lately, but the past few days it's just been awful. So anyway, but I'll show you guys my hotel room, and I actually have a sliver of a view of the bay. So that's fun. And then, yeah, I'm just going to relax for most of the day since it's 10 a.m. And, yeah, I'll talk to you all later. also, I just got back to my hotel room. It was a fun day. We walked to the train station from our hotel, took that to the last stop at the bay, and then we took the trolley to the restaurant at Boudin's, and I am so happy we went there. It was so good. I ended up buying an extra loaf for myself so I can take home because they're so amazing. If you're ever in San Francisco and you go to the bay, like Pier 43, Pier 49, all that kind of stuff, go to Boudin's, Boudin. So good. Anyway, so we finished there. We also ended up getting, both me and the flight attendant got sweatshirts because it got so cold, and I always forget how cold it can get here in San Francisco, even in June and July. So I did not prepare. I literally only have like shorts. I forgot to bring a jacket. Thankfully, I had my Keds. Yeah. Anyway, so we ended up taking an Uber back to the train station because we didn't feel like waiting for the trolley back. And then we were on the train, and it was super sketchy, you guys. I mean, like, obviously it's 9:30 now. Taking a train in a big city during the night is so sketchy. There was literally a guy behind us. I saw, like, in the reflection of the window that he had like tinfoil, a plastic bag, and like cash, and he's like counting the money. He's carefully opening the tinfoil, so like I know he's hustling. Like he's definitely dealing drugs on the train. And not too long later, this other guy comes stumbling through our train car, and he's like crying, and I don't know what he's saying, but he's stumbling around while like sitting on a chair, and then he's going into a different train car, and then like 10 minutes later he's back, and me and Morgan, the other flight attendant, is like literally staring at each other like and texting each other like, okay, are we good? Are we safe? I ended up calling Nick and leaving him a message. He didn't answer, but I like just wanted to keep myself busy and make it look like, hey, I have people I know who would miss me if I'm gone. There's like this business looking guy across the seats from us, and so we're looking at him. We're all making faces like, this is super sketchy. Anyway, and then this lady comes on, and she looks a little bit like a crackhead, but like she instantly sits down next to the guy next to me, the one who's hustling, and is like, so I'm eyeing everyone just because I'm trying to keep myself safe, and the other flight attendant, and she keeps eyeing me, and she's like fidgeting and whatnot, and I'm thinking, okay, she's probably here to see this guy behind me so she can like, I don't know, do something. So the other flight attendant texted me. She was like, if this business looking guy gets off, we're getting off just to be safe. And I'm like, word. And then on that next stop, he gets off and we get off, and we're like, hey, by the way, like, thanks for getting off, because we're getting off. Yeah, we ended up taking an Uber back to the hotel. We literally had 2 stops left, but we're like, no, we're not gonna risk this. So we took an Uber back to the hotel, and I'm back in my hotel room, super tired, ready to go to bed. Thankfully, we don't have to leave till 3:50 tomorrow in the afternoon. So I will see you guys tomorrow, and y'all have a good night. All right, y'all, so I'm about to leave my hotel room, but I just wanted to say that today I am officially off probation. Yay! Which means I can apply to be an instructor if I wanted to. If I was on probation, then, and if I did something like I really wasn't supposed to, then I would have been fired like that, pretty much. But yeah, so anyway, very exciting news. And yeah, this marks my official 12 months since I started working, since my official first trip last year. Not since I started with the company, but since I started working. So yay me. Okay, y'all, so I finally made it to the hotel here in Aspen. We're in the exact same hotel as 2 nights ago, so exact same room, layout and everything, so you guys don't need to see that again. But we just had one flight today. We went from San Fran to here to Aspen, and then uneventful flight. And then when we got here, I guess the crew that landed right before us told us that they would wait for us to finish up so that we could all get in the van to drive to the same hotel. Well, we get off, we go outside to where the van's supposed to be, and I guess they just left. They didn't wait for us, so we had to wait for about 30 minutes or so, 20-30 minutes or so. So yeah, now instead of a 10-hour and 43-minute overnight, it got pushed back to under 10 hours, so now we have to leave tomorrow morning a little later so we can get our minimum 10 hours rest. Anywho, yeah, I'm gonna eat my salad and then I'm gonna go to bed because I gotta wake up early tomorrow. Anyway, I will see you guys tomorrow.
Oh, I tell you what, guys, sometimes passengers' attitudes just can really put me in a bad mood, really make me cranky. But trip is done, thank goodness. Very uneventful day today. We got up, we left the hotel at like 7 a.m., flew from Aspen to Denver, flew back to Aspen, and then flew back to Denver, and now I'm back in my car. So, easy day. No service. It was like 20-30 minute flight. But I'm gonna go home. I am going to relax. Tomorrow I have off, and then after that on Monday I start a 3-day trip that I am actually really looking forward to. We are going to have 18 hours in Tucson. I haven't done this overnight at this specific hotel yet, but I'm really looking forward to it because it's at a nice hotel, and I think there's like a rooftop pool, so hopefully I get to go. I have done a Tucson overnight before, but it was really short, so I'm really excited to have that 18 hours. But I'm gonna go so I can go home, probably eat some food, and get out of this uniform. So you guys have a great rest of your Saturday.